Hello, it's Jessica Joy. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome to week 1, day 4 of the Healthy, Hot, and Happy live video series. Week 1 is all about how to flatten your tummy without losing weight. Week 2 is about ending emotional eating. And week 3 is how to release weight for good. So we are in the home stretch of flattening the tummy, and we're going to be talking about breathing today. Megan, mwah, I love you so much. All right. Are you ready to talk about breathing, Megan? Give me a heart if you're ready. It's like, breathing? How is that related to flattening your tummy? It's totally related, and I will teach you. Also, what I'm going to teach you today not only supports flattening your tummy, it's supports strengthening your pelvic floor, so help ending stress, urinary incontinence. Thanks, Megan. And it's also going to help you de-stress, okay? So we're thinking like breathing, like we don't even think about breathing. It's not supposed to be complicated, right? And it's true, we don't think about it. We're born into this world and we're using an optimal breathing pattern, but somewhere along the way, often it can get tweaked. And it can be for a variety of reasons. Poor posture affects your breathing. Chronic stress does, even pregnancy, because it affects like how deeply you can breathe. And so we can develop non-optimal patterns that create or contribute to problems like stress urinary incontinence, where you're doing a jumping jack or a jump and you like leak pee a little bit, or it contributes to a poofy tummy and contributes to increased stress. So today we're going to go over the 2 common poor breathing patterns and their effects, and then I'll teach you the optimal breathing pattern for our bodies, okay? Because there's one way, we're all human, there's one way we're all supposed to do it, and it's going to help you reap all those benefits that I talked about, okay? So, hello, Emily, good to see you here, sending you tons of love. All right, common breathing patterns. Okay, so there's chronic chest breathing and chronic belly breathing. Neither of these are optimal. Here's what's going on, okay? So chronic chest breathing, let me adjust this so I can make sure I'm in the frame here. Okay, chronic chest breathing is obviously where you're just breathing in high up into your ribs. You're not breathing into the bottom of your lungs. The diaphragm's not coming down. And this contributes to you being in a stressed state because it taps you into your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight nervous system, and it releases cortisol. So if you ever notice, if you're experiencing some anxiety or you're stressed out, you're going to be breathing a lot more shallow. Okay, it's like our body's response, but we don't want to be there often. Like it's just an occasional system we want to be using. All right. Chronic chest breathing can also be created from pregnancy because we can develop new patterns. Like there's this baby pushing up and we can't take as deep of a breath. We can't get as good of expansion. And so after baby, we can still have those, shallow breathing patterns. And another contributor is poor posture. So it's like if you're hunched down like this, it's really hard to get a diaphragmatic breath. And gosh, like, aren't we like this a lot? I mean, this like feels too comfortable, okay? We talked about posture yesterday, so pull that straight to the crown of your head. So that is what's going on there. Let's talk about chronic belly breathing. It's like belly breathing, isn't that good? It's like, oh, that's like what we do in yoga when we're like trying to calm down. And yes, it is good. It actually does scientifically calm you down because it stimulates your vagus nerve, which taps you into your parasympathetic nervous system. Sometimes it's referred to the rest and digest system, but it's basically a calming system for your body. It's what you want to be in for optimal healing. It's just like it's going to reduce cortisol and just help you be calm. So yay for belly breathing, but we can improve belly breathing because the problem or the negative side effect to belly breathing is that it's putting a lot of pressure, thanks for the love, a lot of pressure right out the front, okay, which is contributing to a poofy tummy. It's also going to contribute to a diastasis recti or an ab gap that won't close, Okay, if you're always breathing out, it's just so much pressure right on that tissue that we're trying to get back together. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I'm loving it. All right, feels so good. Okay, so what do we do? How do we breathe like a normal person? Okay, it's really simple and it's gonna feel so good, but it might feel a little foreign depending on what you've been up to. So the optimal breathing system or breathing pattern, I'm gonna chunk it down into 3 things. So first, we want 360-degree torso expansion on the inhale. So not only is our front expanding, but our sides and even our back, okay? So you can think of it as like everything's coming out, but it's our ribs are protecting our lungs, and our ribs are obviously connected at our sternum. So it can't come straight out. So you're gonna kind of imagine it like an umbrella shape. It's like, oh, on the inhale, it opens up like an umbrella, and then on the exhale, it closes down. It's not raining, sunny skies, okay? So that is torso expansion. The next piece is you want your diaphragm to come down. That's the muscle below your lungs. It's gonna help your lungs fill to the base because in a shallow breathing pattern, you're not even filling your lungs all the way. But your diaphragm is going to lower down. This is what stimulates that vagus nerve, is the diaphragm coming down. So it's going to help you, relax. And then breathing diaphragmatically is crucial for a healthy pelvic floor. And I'm going to explain this for you, okay? So imagine your core like a capsule. All right, so when you breathe down, so at the base, what's holding the bottom is your pelvic floor. It's like this hammock, okay? That's like helping you not pee. It supports like keeping the pee in there, and then you decide when it comes out. But it can get weakened and we can develop patterns that contribute to leak pee. And one of them is not breathing with your diaphragm. So here's why diaphragmatic breathing is so amazing. So when you breathe and you have your diaphragm come down, it's gonna put a little bit of pressure on your pelvic floor. It's a good amount of pressure. It strengthens your pelvic floor. But here's what's so great. On the exhale, your diaphragm comes up and it creates a pressurized system that draws your pelvic floor up a little bit. Okay, so that means when you're coughing, when you're picking something up, when you're jumping, your pelvic floor is drawn up so that there's no leaking. Isn't that amazing? But here's the thing, if you're not breathing with your diaphragm coming down, your diaphragm's not moving, it's not tapping into that pressurized system at all. The pelvic floor isn't receiving that pressure on the inhale and it's not drawing up on the exhale, it's just staying right there. So potentially, when you do some type of exertion, like picking something up, you're always gonna be exhaling, a push-up, a jump. You just always, it's how our bodies work. Like we exhale when we have to use strength. And so potentially you could be pushing down on your pelvic floor during that time. And then whoosh, like there's the leak pee type of thing. That's how it goes. So you want to breathe with your diaphragm. And it's going to tap you into that amazing pressurized system. All right. So our end goal is to make this breathing pattern just automatic. Okay. It takes a little bit of training. All right, so I'm going to give you a cue today that you can implement and start being in the practice of doing this optimal breathing pattern. The last piece of the optimal breathing pattern is having a relaxed pelvic floor on your inhale, okay? So sometimes we can get like all worried about leak pee and create like tightness in our pelvic floor all the time. Okay, because it's like, oh, I'm just gonna hold it tight all day. And then we develop a pattern that way. Okay, so you want, on that inhale, let your pelvic floor relax. Let it accept that little bit of pressure so that it can draw up on the exhale. All right, so we're gonna put this together. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes, so we're coordinating our breath with our pelvic floor. After time, it becomes your autopilot. You're not gonna think about it. It's your new normal and it's optimal and it's supporting all the things. So I even trained my body this way. This is such a funny / vulnerable story. Hello, Kate, welcome. So I was like sick a month ago. So I had a lot of coughing. So I was like, okay, I hope it's just women here. Here we go. So I was like going pee on the toilet, right? And then I started coughing and then my pee stopped. Okay. Right midstream. And then I finished coughing and then I kept peeing and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a win. My pelvic floor is totally coordinated with my breathing because it's been trained that when I exhale, especially if it's like a big exertion, like cough, my pelvic floor is drawn up. Isn't that crazy? So your pelvic floor, I mean, obviously just the breathing part isn't going to completely stop stress urinary incontinence. You do want to be strengthening those muscles as well with Kegels. Don't be doing them all day. Just be doing a few sets per day max. We do go over this in my program, Diastasis Recti Repair. It's a great resource for you to end stress urinary incontinence. All right, it's going to support a healthy core system because it all goes together. So yes, it's called Diastasis Recti Repair, but our core is like this giant capsule, okay? Diastasis recti comes from too much pressure out the front of the core. Pelvic floor problems are so much pressure out the bottom. And they both contribute to bad back problems, which is pressure on the back side of your core. It all goes together, okay? So it's just a few things you gotta learn and you will be surprised with the progress, not only in flattening your tummy, but stress urinary incontinence as well. So I will put a link there. There's a free week to get started. And then it's a small investment if you choose to keep it. It's up to you. You can be free for a week or you can continue with it. I'd highly encourage it. It's like, I use the most recent science. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal program. You get over 33 videos. It's all video lessons. So it's not like reading some book being so confused. Like I show you. All right, cool. So lastly, let's learn this cue so we can be practicing this type of breathing. So wherever you are, I want you to get your pinchers out. Okay, I feel like this crap. All right, so get your pinchers out. You're gonna put your fingers at the base of your ribs, okay? We can do this to show you. Here's my ribs. So my thumbs are at the base in the back, and then my fingers are at the base in the front, and you're going to take a breath, and your goal is to feel that 360-degree expansion, okay? So inhale, nice and relax. Hello, Linda. Inhale, we're talking about breathing. You can do this right now with us. Your hands are at the base of your ribs. So inhale, you wanna be feeling your fingers being pushed out the front and the back. Feel everything expanding because we want it to be expanding like that umbrella shape. Okay, our ribs are like an umbrella when we inhale. It's opening the umbrella. So the first piece, 360-degree torso expansion. Very good. All right, we also want to be testing now for the diaphragm to be going down. So if you take a breath and then start poking under your ribs, if you can't poke in very far, it means you have a diaphragmatic inhale. If you're doing a chest breath, you'll see, let's see if I can get you can poke your ribs underneath because your lungs are pulling up everything, okay? So if you notice that you can get your fingers under your ribs, then you gotta be thinking about breathing down, okay? So try again, think about breathe down, okay? That can help instead of breathe out, so breathe down. Inhale, breathe down. Check to see if you can get your fingers under your ribs, and if not, if it's more like taut there, good job, okay? That's a diaphragmatic breath. That's a great way to test. So try a few of those. And then lastly, you want to be checking on your pelvic floor and making sure it's relaxed on the inhale. Lots of us, it's like pelvic floor, how do we connect to that? A great cue to be like, okay, how do I like relax versus contract it is thinking about stopping your pee. It's like, okay, stop, like imagining you're going pee and then stop, and you'll notice your pelvic floor drop a little bit. Those are your pelvic floor muscles. Thank you, pelvic floor muscles. Okay, and we want to be in the practice of having them be relaxed on the inhale. Okay, so it's put your fingers here on the base of your ribs, Inhale. Everything's relaxed, and then exhale. All right, so the cue, a simple cue, because that can be a lot, is I want you to think about breathe down and relax. Okay, so that can just simplify the whole thing. You can put a little post-it on your dashboard when you're driving. Is a great time to practice this. Also, if you ever find yourself getting a little stressed or anxious, it's a great time to practice this. So it'll help you tap into that parasympathetic nervous system. It's like, okay, Jess said, breathe down and relax. Okay, and you can put your fingers at the base to make sure you're getting that diaphragmatic breath. Okay, this is a practice. This is something that you're gonna train your body to do. And then after time, it just becomes autopilot. You don't think about it anymore, okay? And it's just, like I said, it's going to help flatten your tummy, help strengthen your pelvic floor, and also help you de-stress. So it's beautiful stuff. I know it's out of the norm, but like I said, our core system all goes together, and breathing is a big part of that. Okay, and then I will link at the bottom the Diastasis Recti Repair Program. It talks about all about flattening or closing ab gap, creating your best core system even years after babies, and also supports you in strengthening your pelvic floor to end stress, urinary incontinence. All right, all these wonderful things that we get to experience as mothers sometimes, and that's why I'm here to support you. All right, so much love. Tomorrow's the last day about flattening your tummy, and we're going to talk about if you have a pattern of firing your core in a bulging pattern when it's engaged. So you go, and you like go to pick things up, you bulge out, versus a flattening pattern. Okay, so I'll teach you the difference and how to train your body to do the flattening pattern to support creating a flat tummy, and it also protects your lower back and other benefits. So, hello, John, how are you? Oh, look at your awesome profile pic. I love how much you love music. If Megan's still on here, she's like a big music buff too. You guys should be friends. You guys know each other. All right. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your amazing breathing. It's going to feel great. At first, it can feel like a lot. It gets easier. Okay. Much love to you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it some hearts. It helps me reach more people, and it just shows that I know that you like it, or I know that you don't, okay? So take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.